Jono Naylor.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. And can I just say it's wonderful to come back here after 4 weeks from being away and being able to pick up exactly where it was that we left off, which is being a part of a party that is governing at the moment, that is very positive, got a lot of energy and doing some great things for New Zealand. Mr Speaker, often you get these accusations of governments being in their third term. People will accuse third-term governments of lacking new ideas or lacking energy, but Mr Speaker, this government is far from it. Right across the board, in fact, we are, in terms of socially, environmentally, economically, we've got hard-working ministers and people within the party who are generating new ideas, who are facing up to the issues that New Zealand's confronted with, taking us where we need to invest more to deliver better results, and making those investments, making those calls. Budget 2016 was an example of that. Right across the board, as I said, socially, environmentally and economically. This is a balanced government that is doing things right across the whole gamut. Mr Speaker, can I start in the social sphere, where Budget 2016 saw $652 million extra dollars being invested back into the social investment package, of which $348 million was to boost spending for our most vulnerable young people. Mr Speaker, we are not going to, we're committed to ensuring that the vulnerable young people of New Zealand will not be left behind, that they will get better treatment from the government going forward than they've ever had before, and that is why we are investing money up front. That is why we are taking our social investment strategy to new lengths to ensure that those who are likely to have the long-term poorest outcomes in their lives have that turned around through early intervention, through early investment, to ensure that we are going to deliver a better New Zealand for those New Zealanders. Mr Speaker, our results are starting to speak for themselves, and we are moving forward with that strategy. On the environmental front, Mr Speaker, we are also making great inroads. For example, the recent announcement of being predator-free in New Zealand by 2050, a bold, ambitious environmental goal that we're setting for New Zealand, one that I'm sure everyone would buy into and support. Mr Speaker, another great announcement from the government, and one that will be backed up, I'm sure, by both community groups, the private sector and the government itself as we move forward towards that goal. And Mr Speaker, we're investing in the environment in terms of rivers. I know with the extra $100 million that's been put up for river clean-up funds. Mr Speaker, we've seen the benefit of the previous funding that's gone in, particularly in the Manawatu where I live. Mr Speaker, where with the help of government funding, working alongside community groups over the last 5 years, 120,000 plants have been planted alongside the Manawatu River and its tributaries. 208 kilometres of fencing has been put in to help improve that Manawatu River, and I know that that is something that the local people around there are very concerned about. Mr Speaker, this government is concerned about those issues as well, and so on the environmental front, we are making progress like no other government in New Zealand has ever made before. And finally, Mr Speaker, what is often talked about as being one of the most critical parts is the economy. And Mr Speaker, we are making fantastic progress and inroads in that area as well. We are continuing to be forward-thinking and looking at new ways to boost our economy, and we are seeing a more diverse economy as a result. Mr Speaker, the extra $700 million which has been invested into the Innovative New Zealand package is going to be felt right around the country, in particular, as I said, in the Manawatu where I come from. Mr Speaker, that money is going to make a big difference in helping to boost our development and research institutes and the jobs that go along with that. And so on Friday, Mr Speaker, the regional growth study, the Manawatu-Wanganui Regional Growth Plan, is going to be unveiled in Wanganui. Mr Speaker, I'm looking forward to the announcements that are coming through from that, and I don't want to steal the Minister's thunder in terms of the things that are going to be announced, but I am absolutely excited by what I see as the investment by this government into local regional economies to ensure that we will create more jobs, we will create a better future for people who are living in provincial New Zealand. Mr Speaker, right across the board, as I said, socially, environmentally and economically, this government is moving New Zealand forward and is going to take us to better places in the future.
Speaker.